So this is my recipe for the jalapeno popper dip. First thing you want to do is preheat the oven to 350. And while that's preheating, go ahead and start chopping up the green onions and the jalapenos. Make sure you wash them all before you start to cut, which I've already done. And it's much easier to cut when they're still on the rubber band. You just want to kind of chop them up a little bit. You don't need that much, maybe about 1/4 of a cup or 1/3 of a cup. It's about right there. And you want to de-seed your jalapenos. So the best way I do it is, of course, just to cut the tail off. Slice them open. And if you want your jalapeno popper dip to be extra spicy, then you can leave the seeds in, but the seeds are what's going to make it extra hot. I usually use about 4 to 5. I'm probably only going to use about 4 today, just because I don't like spicy. Okay, so now we're going to de-seed them. I like to use a spoon just to scrape everything off. Very important tip, when you go to wash your jalapenos after you've de-seeded them, do not use hot water. The steam will make a very strong odor and scent where it will burn your eyes. All right, so now I'm just going to rinse these off in cold water. Okay, now that they've been rinsed, now we can chop them up. Again, you can use more jalapenos if you want, and if you want to, you can also use the seeds if you want to make yours a little extra spicy. I just, again, prefer not to. To me, that's a perfect diced amount of jalapenos. Okay, so there's that, there's that. Now we just need to cook the bacon. It says to cook about 6 to 8 slices. Totally up to you and your preference of how much bacon you use. I like to use, I like for mine to be extra bacony. Turn it on medium heat. Let that warm up for a minute. I like to cut my bacon in half. It makes it easier to stir. And then I like to put my bacon in before it gets fully hot, just because I don't want it to splatter back at me when I put the bacon in initially. And then I'll put the lid on it and then just come back and stir it. Brand new jar. I just used the Kraft mayo. Yeah, about a cup of it. 2 blocks of the Philadelphia cream cheese. Just make sure it's been softened before you get ready to prepare this recipe. And then you just combine all the ingredients. You're going to put the 2 blocks of cream cheese into a bowl. It's already been softened. Put the mayo in. Now we just want to combine all the ingredients. The jalapenos. My green onion. And the bacon is cooking, so we're just going to wait for the bacon to get done. checking on the bacon. The bacon's looking good. You want to add about a half a cup of mozzarella. I just got the Kroger brand mozzarella, is fine. Okay, about a half a cup mozzarella. And then you want about a cup of cheddar cheese. I just used this one. I know that's a lot. I know it's overflowing, but a little extra cheese won't hurt. Okay, let's check on our bacon again. Almost done. And then once that's done, we're gonna chop it up and put it into our dip. And for the topping, Ritz crackers, it's gonna be good. You're gonna mix that with some butter and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese into the mixture for the topping, and that goes on top, and then you just put it in the oven at 350. Okay, so the bacon is done. As you can see, it shrunk a lot and it's extra crispy, just like the recipe calls for it. So now all we gotta do is just chop it up. It's your preference on how thick you want the bacon cut or how fine you want it cut. Okay, I think this is about good right here. Okay, so this will go into our bowl. Okay, so now we're just gonna kind of stir this around. You may want to make sure you have a heavy-duty spatula, and then just kind of stir things around. It smells heavenly. So now we're just going to put it into an oven-safe dish. So I just use one of these disposable pans. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of put it in here. And just kind of spread it out evenly. Now we're going to add our topping, which we need a full stick of butter, melted. And then we need some Ritz crackers that are smashed. So I'm going to put this butter in the microwave. And while that's melting, I'm going to smash some Ritz crackers as my topping. I just let it melt for about 30 seconds. So I have Ritz crackers that I'm going to use for the topping. Again, we just need to smash them because we need about a cup. You just got to smash them for the topping. I need about a cup, so I'm going to use probably about 2 of these just to make sure I have enough. All right, so there's that. All right, so the butter's all melted. You're going to pour the Ritz crackers, the crushed ones, in here. There's that. And then you're going to want about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay. And now we just kind of stir it around. Okay, so that's ready to go. Here's my dip. And then you're just gonna kind of sprinkle it across. And that looks perfect. So now we just put it into the oven. And you can eat it with tortilla chips or any kind of chips you'd like, but that's the finished product.